Hello, YouTube. This is the Galley La Podcast with Akainu Fanboy and Geboss, and this week we are going to be reviewing One Piece Chapter 1075, Labostratum Death Game. And please like and subscribe if you haven't. And now we see Vegapunk with the Gorosei. First thing that popped out to me, Gorosei look relatively the same age in this panel. And yeah, I mean, I'd say really that's the only thing I gathered from it. What did you get out of it?
I think it's interesting. The one thing that stood out to me is they all have very interesting hair except for Gandhi. You see their silhouettes, but it is kind of hard to tell because you don't see their actual features, and that might be a like a misdirect. Like hiding there what they looked like in the past, or like you said, that they're the same age.
Yeah, because the one flashback we saw with the Gorosei and Spandam and Water 7 flashback, they all looked roughly the same age. And is that about 30 years ago?
Actually, it was Frankie.
No, sorry, 20.
Yeah,
maybe 20.
Frankie was was a teenager when that happened.
Yeah, and Robin was still young too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Those were kind of like really the only thoughts that came up to me. But and obviously we knew they had some type of relationship too. But maybe we'll get more understanding of their relationship together, like Vegapunk and the Gorosei. You know?
Yeah. I'm wondering if the symbols in the background on the walls mean anything, like if they're some sort of like astrological symbol or something.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable on that.
Yeah. Well, actually, I just had one more thought. Is that if we see more and more focus on Vegapunk, and like what he did in the past, I think that's going to increase the chances of him dying in this arc. Because Oda's kind of giving us his backstory and his whole life in this cover story right now, Mads.
Yeah.
Which means we're not going to learn about it later.
Yeah, it's an interesting way that Oda's doing this cover story, because he's basically just giving us a Vegapunk flashback without wasting time in the actual chapters doing it. I think he would have liked to have put this all in the actual chapters, but there's no time. We gotta get going to Elbaf.
And also this would include the whole Pudding being kidnapped and everything, and Germa being released. All this is in one cover story.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't separate it.
Well, it all started with the Germa thing, and now it keeps on continuing. This is still Germa 66's cold-blooded voyage.
Yeah, which is so far removed from where it started out. I mean, it has the same characters, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even saying in a negative way, but it's him just accelerating the story like crazy. But anyways, when you get to Pythagoras, Pythagoras, and he again kind of disappointed. It seems like another fake out death to me, because I mean, that's me kind of jumping ahead, but we see this silhouetted figure with the camera. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's kind of hard to make a guess because it's very heavily shadowed. But I did see that there is one more person that is on Egghead that we have not accounted for in all our discussions, and that is Caribou. I forgot that he was on the Straw Hat ship. He's basically, like, forget Yamato, Caribou's like the new crewmate now. But yeah, we have to factor his presence on the island as well. And that
do you think Caribou did this?
No, I don't think so. But he might have done something with Vegapunk, and that's how he disappeared. Because he could have just sucked him up when he was a baby.
Yeah. So let's see. So what we can tell, Wisdom got attacked, Desire got taken out, Logic's there, Lilith and Raph we saw elsewhere, and then Flare. Have we seen Flare recently? I'm trying to think.
I don't. I've been calling them by their names.
Edison. Sorry, Edison. Yeah.
Yeah, Edison's with. Oh, I thought Edison was with. Edison's with Nami and Brooke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from what we can tell, none of them are the traitors.
Mm-hmm.
Which then kind of, let's see. I think some people were saying that it's the Labostratum itself, which is trying to kill them at this point in time. I think that would be kind of interesting because it seems like a personal figure, you know? Now, I know my initial theory was Bluno, and I don't know, maybe for the shadowy figure that could still be Bluno or something, but they say it's like a traitor, right? So obviously Bluno wouldn't be a traitor because he wasn't loyal, right? And so the Labostratum, I guess that would be the most likely because we can't really think of anyone else on the island because Sentomar is loyal, for example.
Yeah.
So you could see it as maybe like a type of Skynet thing where it's trying to kill everyone there, Cypher, Pole Zero, and the Straw Hats and Vegapunk, because maybe it's just trying to keep itself alive because they sees them all as a threat, basically. Maybe.
I think just based on the end of the chapter, I don't think it'll be Bluno. Because he's a part of CP0. And yeah, it could be kind of like, because all the intelligence from the different satellites and the main body get uploaded to the stratum, so it could have had its own sentience at this point, but I don't know why it would choose to do that.
I mean, the Straw Hats indirectly have caused a lot of damage, you know? CP0 has obviously caused a lot of damage. And maybe if it believes it can kill everybody, all the Vegapunk paths, then it could be left alive and alone kind of thing. Another thought kind of came to my mind is that I had kind of been speculating that Stacey's going to betray them again. Does she have some special connection potentially when it comes to the stratum and everything like that, since she has high familiarity? Could she have messed with something at one point? I don't know. So those are kind of my initial thoughts there. Because sorry, go. Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, because later on we see the Seraphim are attacking different groups, and the only one that has a higher access to the Seraphim over Vegapunk are the Gorosei. So I don't know, looking at the shadow, it vaguely looks like Saturn, like with the beard and kind of the flat head on top, but like how would he have gotten on the island unless that's part of his ability? But yeah, that's what I kind of see in the shadow. It's like a Rorschach test. What do you see in it?
Yeah, I can see that now that you mention it. So do you think he would choose a stealth approach? Because remember we said like when the Navy's gonna show up, if Kazari's there, he's just gonna blow up everything.
Yeah.
And take care of it. Unless he's taking the initiative to try something differently, like a more stealthy approach, basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and I don't see the Gorosei themselves getting involved right away. Like he's coming to the island, but he would probably let everyone else do everything before he gets involved.
Yeah, and it also says this at the end. If they won't take my orders, then they must already be acting on a command issued by a Vegapunk. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Also.
Yeah, so I guess it would have to be the substratum at this point then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless he just doesn't know that there's a Gorosei on there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Oda seems to be kind of establishing me that the main substratum is kind of like, you know, going against them basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, yeah, I think that's a unique take. So I guess I was partially right that things just aren't going as well as they once seemed, right?
Yeah.
And ironically enough, it looks like the Straw Hats are gonna have to destroy the thing that they were trying to protect.
Mm-hmm.
If that's true, right?
Yeah.
And then the world government gets its way too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because isn't that kind of a thing with mad scientists too, right? Your creation tends to turn on you and try to kill you.
Yeah, that's a very common trope.
Mm-hmm. So, that might be the case right here. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why the world government wants to destroy it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's definitely a lot of ways this can go, you know?
Yeah.
But kind of going through the rest of the chapter, let's see. It was kind of interesting. It was cool to kind of see, like, let's say, Nami greedy with, over in this panel with Brooke.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't been seeing that with her as much lately, her greedy side, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting to see that back again, you know?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then we obviously we get Chopper with the faces with Punk 5 and everything, so...
Yeah.
Learning... Oh, sorry, go.
I was going to say it's interesting that they have these man-made organs. So that might be something like Chopper introduces, or it just shows how bad Chopper is. I know we slandered Chopper a lot, but like Vegapunk's outdoing him, and he's not the best yet, but that's like his dream.
It kind of reminds me of Dr. Hogback and with Thriller Bark a little bit too, where it was kind of like with the zombies and everything like that too. So obviously Vegapunk's is more advanced, but it's just kind of like similar category of stuff, you know.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Hogback hasn't been like somehow thrown into the whole Mads thing as well.
yeah, you'd think that would make sense.
Yeah, he's like the only other big doctor in the series that I can recall at this moment.
Yeah, no, he just kind of hit my mind. It had been a while since I've thought of him.
Yeah, you want to block out Thriller Bark?
No, I love Thriller Bark. It's awesome. But yeah, I think yeah. Then it was funny to see the Sanji thing with Stussy and all that too. So kind of like a callback to Whole Cake Island as well, you know.
I mean, Sanji's only a few letters off from Denji. Wants to be a dog.
It's true. It's 100% true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Theory confirmed.
Yeah.
And then, so what were your thoughts on just kind of? Okay, did you like the Pythagoras like fake out death or not? Like for me, it just kind of irritated me. Just kill them off already.
I mean, I expected him to survive. I mean, it's the will of Pythagoras.
Oh no!
Of course he's gonna survive.
No. Oh no. But we don't really. Let's see. From his reactions, I forced to wonder if we made a grave miscalculation. Spit it out already. Where's York? So. The great miscalculation. Do you think that could be another reference to the substratum?
Maybe. So I'm trying to find where it said that it's taking a. Oh, okay. Shaka says it on the last page about them taking an issue. They're already on the command from a Vegapunk, so they can't override each other. So yeah, that could be the thing, but I don't know which one it would be, unless like Vegapunk made like a completely separate, like a backup body that like he could download his knowledge into, and even if he died, like that other body would. I don't know. I'm going into weird.
No, yeah,
headcanon thoughts right now, but yeah.
It was cool to see little Boa though do that love mellow, and it is kind of a scary thought how powerful these things are, though. Just like, they're gonna be rough to fight and everything like that. So did hold on, let's see right here. I'm blanking on what was it? York. So York, did she just die from that explosion, or I can't tell. I mean, probably not, but I just don't see her falling down.
Yeah, we don't see her fall down from the thing, but I don't know. She was the one that was like least explored out of everyone. So she's the one that sleeps all the time and eats. So I mean, out of all of them, that could have been petrified. I think that was the best choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if. I don't know if she was blown up.
Yeah, so we'll see. I just hope he starts killing them off. But that's just me. I just kind of want some bodies, but it's all good. But and then we kind of get to the last part. We got S-Hawk and S-Bear. I think it's gonna be interesting so obviously having Lucci and Kaku step in. What do you think that does for the power scaling with these two Seraphim?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's interesting that they're like strong enough, like Lucci and Kaku are like willing to team up with Luffy and Zoro, like because they've been exposed to the Seraphim before, like they've had a handle on them. So them knowing like, hey, we should team up for this. Otherwise, like the assumption is that they can't take them on their own. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a testament to their strength right there. But yeah, this is
controversial.
Yeah, it's very controversial. What do you think?
Well, I think Zoro needs Kaku's help, or else he'll get one-shotted by S-Hawk. But I think that's we've seen it happen once before, right? So it may happen again. But I think, I think on a narrative aspect, though, Zoro not wanting them to die in their cuffs, I think it's like also a callback to Water 7 because Zoro was all cuffed up. Remember, the Soga King. So obviously it shows that like obviously they're better people trying to rescue them. And then when it comes to Lucci and Kaku, this is a replay yet again with Water 7, where they feel like, at least initially, the world government on its surface is turning on them, even though that might not be the case, right? And I think it's going to develop their characters more because they got betrayed by Stussy. Now the Seraphim are starting to betray them, and now the Straw Hats, they have the team with the Straw Hats, and that kind of goes with when they turned against the world government immediately after Water 7 because they tried to get hunted down and killed by the world government as well. Obviously there's a lot of character development here. This kind of reminds me of Crocodile and Impel Down a little bit. Not necessarily allies, but we're gonna help you out. So I don't know, those are kind of my thoughts. I think Oda really wants to develop their characters more, and I'm really curious to see where he takes them after this, because I think a lot of people wouldn't predict that this was going to be happening with their two characters.
No, that was the last thing on my mind, because I always thought they would be antagonistic. But when they need to, they can throw away their pride and ask for a team up.
Like I said, I keep on referencing back to this, but at the beginning of Egghead, Lucci was questioning orders, like, why would we want to kill the most brilliant man in the world, right? And that's a big development for him, who just followed orders for the sake of following orders. I think it's interesting, like, the world government are the bad guys in the series, and I still think that, but It kind of makes you think, like, sometimes when they do something, does it actually have some net benefit for the world? Like, if this Labostratum thing is actually like a Skynet thing, you know, potentially like an evil AI, then maybe it's actually a good thing that the world government destroys it, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be. But I'm excited to see the team up.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's very unexpected.
It's gonna be cool. The question is, what happens when Kizaru and Agorase show up? Whose allegiance will they be on?
I mean, I assume because they're directly under the Gorose, so they would be there. But I think it's kind of like Shaka said, like somebody's trying to kill us all. So like everyone is not safe. So I think it might be that Skynet thing.
Mm-hmm. And so, would the Skynet thing be overpowered by the Gorose, or would it be something they have to destroy too? Like who would outrank it, the Skynet or a Gorose when it comes to the Seraphim?
Well, it depends on if this Skynet would like change the programming of the Seraphim. Or again, I'm curious to see like what exactly is going on with the Seraphim, because are they like in of themselves like the Pacifista are all mechanical, and it seems like the Seraphim are not. Like they're
clones partially.
Yeah, they're clones, and they're more in line with Kuma.
And like the Vinsmokes too, right? Because they had to obey everything Judges says, basically, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I think that's a similar concept that's going on with the Seraphim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, though, I really like this a lot, and I'm actually really excited for the team up. Though I don't know, I think it's gonna be funny. I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of funny because I think at the same time, Oda is kind of, again, I'd say he puts them in the same rough tier, like Luffy, Lucci, Zoro, Kaku.
Yeah.
If they're teaming up, you know? It just kind of goes with the territory a little bit.
Yeah.
And I want to see Kaku pop off, go crazy in his giraffe form.
So are you saying that Kaku's about king level? If we're getting into power scaling?
Let's see. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how many people would agree with you.
I know,
but I think I agree with you.
I think that Kaku's about to go up against the Seraphim right now. And they're getting hyped up by Vegapunks themselves. The world government thought they were superior to the warlords. They seem to be like the strongest creatures, maybe outside the admirals of the Yonko.
Yeah.
I just think S-Hawk alone's they're gonna need help with, right? Like, not even bringing up the Kuma thing, because we just saw what he did to Blackbeard.
Yeah, Blackbeard was sweating.
So, any thoughts though?
Very good chapter. Be interested. The final 2 panels with Zoro and Luffy are amazing. Reacting to the request for a team up.
That disgusted face like originated with Odin, I think.
I don't know if that's like the disgusted face, or if it's there's so many like exaggerated type faces like this with like the Anel face and the Straw Hat faces reacting to Luffy getting beat by Kaido. Yeah, they all kind of look similar, but they're distinct enough. But
I think the disgusted face, we only saw that with Whitebeard and Odin, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
well,
just been rereading that recently. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say you read it most recently.
Yeah, so that's just what it made me think of immediately. Yeah, anyways, so like and subscribe, everyone, if you haven't, and if you enjoyed this episode. And we will see you all next week. Peace.
See ya.